Yeah, I wish I was smart enough to think of like an impression in the moment of like, oh, like I wish I could come up with like, oh, Doctor Evil tries a sip of Baja Blast for the first time, and he's, oh yeah, quite good. But what the I'm not good enough at impressions to be like, oh, this is what Doctor Evil would say in that situation. Like I just can't. I don't know if I got a little bit of brain fog going or what, but I was like, dude, like something like that. I don't know why that came to. I don't know why that's what I'm leading the show off with. But I was sitting here and I was kind of setting everything up, and I was just like, dude, I wish I could be like, oh, Doctor Evil setting up his podcast, and he'd be like, oh, welcome back to Pat on the Back, sir. It's Pat on the Back, and it's going to be for 1 billion gajillion fofillion gabadillion views this week. It's like I can't like that was so terrible. I can't I wish I could come up with something like that just fucking on the spot like that, but I can't. I get that's as close as I could get is just doing like my like a scripted thing that I already would say and be like, what if Dr. Evil said that? Like I'm not even going to try Fat Bastard. I don't dare try Fat Bastard. Hit a Scottish accent to intro the show. Oh, welcome to Pat on the Back. Ah, let's have a couple fucking wee babies all walking around doing whatever stupid shit they might be doing. I listen to the show. I do the show because I hate myself. And I hate myself because I do the show. It's a vicious cycle between me and the food. And I've had stumbled on a terrible dietary thing this week. Uh, I started eating a container of frosting, like Betty Crocker chocolate frosting, just like a fucking pint of Ben and Jerry's. I just go in every day. I have 2, 3 spoonfuls of fucking chocolate frosting. If I'm on the short track for diabetes for sure. There's no way I'm not gonna get hit with sugarfoot at this rate. It doesn't matter how many push-ups, squats. It does. I could eat salad the entire rest of the week, dude. The moment you dunk a spoon into any type of frosting and go, the next stop for the spoon is going to be in my mouth, and that thing's going to be licked clean. You have a problem. You have a real dietary problem that you have to try and figure out. And I don't know how you're supposed to go about solving that issue, but that is an issue that need be solved. You know what I mean? Like that's a real fucking problem is just munching on Hershey's chocolate frosting morning, noon, and night. Dude, I get up at 4:30 in the morning for work. I'll be up. I have to leave the house at 5. It'll be 5:03, and I'll be like, well, before I step out of the house, I better make sure I get one for the road. I'm gonna take a scoop of frosting for the road. I've done that this calendar week. I have hit a fucking scoop of frosting this calendar week, and I've if you've ever just been like, I feel kind of okay about myself, or even worse, if you're just like, if you need any kind of boost, if you feel good about yourself, just ask yourself, when's the last time I ate frosting straight out of the container? Most likely never. Okay, that is a supreme fat guy move. I've been fucking crushing fat guy moves. I don't know if it's the summer weather's got me feeling good. I don't know if I just saw myself in the mirror at the gym the other day and was like, dude, I'm fucking looking pretty good recently. Like I look pretty good. I don't know if it's that or if it's fucking just the fucking heat wave coming through. I have no idea. It's not from a supreme plethora of likes and matches on dating apps. I could tell I've been going on less dates. I've been going on less dates. I feel better about myself, and I'm also like eating like more shit. I don't know if my brain lacked sugar. I cannot tell you, but it's a thing that I have to find a way to work through. I'm also just drinking a Baja Blast like fucking casually. Like this is a can. This is a can. I didn't go to Taco Bell. I was like, well, while I'm here, get a fucking Baja Blast. No, this is a store bought Baja Blast, dude. And this isn't even my favorite Mountain Dew, which is even more ridiculous. Not my favorite Mountain Dew. Dude, fucking everybody who's a real Dewski drinker, who sips Dewski, everyone knows that the number one Dewski product is classic Mountain Dew, the OG. With that shade of green that doesn't occur in nature. Take a big sip of that, you're like, wow, that's a mouthful of electricity. That kind of shit, that'll fire you up, dude. That's good stuff. That's the kind of shit that I fucking get really into. Dude, you eat a Dorito, cool ranch Dorito, fucking zippy side down, not a fucking knock your socks off, dude. I'll tell you that. That'll electrify you to your core. You will vibrate into oblivion with the amount of flavor that has hit your tongue. If you combine those two, you eat a little Cool Ranch Dorito followed by the OG Dooski. A wild ride that is. I'm probably going to end up making a clip out of that section. Be like, oh, talk about Cool Ranch Doritos and OG Dooski. And that will mean that 2 of my last 3 clips that have come from the show will be about food. It almost makes you forget that this started as a sports show. I started covering football. Not like any kind of expert analysis or anything, just like, oh shit, fucking what do I think could happen? It started with I thought of why can't Joe Burrow seem to win a Super Bowl? And I ran that for like 4 episodes on different theories that I had. And then the last theory was that I just think Joe Burrow should get traded to the Rams. And then the Rams have just had an MVP caliber season from Matt Stafford and re-signed him to a 2-year extension. You're just like, well, I thought he was going to retire, so, now that plan is just fucking in the mist. Dude, that trade theory I had of Joe Burrow going to the LA Rams to play for Sean McVay is just fucking dust into nothing. And then they made that Myles Garrett trade, and I was like, okay, so it's definitely not going to happen now. Because, like, where are they going to get the draft capital? And before that, they drafted Ty Simpson, and you're like, well, now they're drafting first-round quarterbacks? Like, what's happening? And then I thought about it even more, and I went, well, wouldn't it be an awfully Los Angeles Ramsican move to have traded for Myles Garrett this year? And then in 2 years, when Matt Staff does decide to hang him up, and they're like, oh, Ty Simpson's pretty good. So they roll Ty Simpson out in like for a couple games in that last season, and he doesn't look bad. Now you couple Ty Simpson with a first-round pick to the Bengals for Joe Burrow, and all of a sudden I initially thought that the Myles Garrett Jared Verse trade was just showing me that it would never happen that Joe Burrow would get traded to the Rams. That's what my initial thought was. And then after further evaluation, I realized, if anything, all it does is confirm the possibility that Joe Burrow will get traded to the Rams inevitably. It's not going to be Lamar Jackson. He's not going to go to the Rams. In 2 years, he's not going to go to the Rams. For sure, no. For sure, no. But Joe Burrow could. It just makes sense now. I can see it in the stars. It seems like a way more plausible move. I made up that trade maybe like 10 months ago at this point. I don't know exactly. Maybe around 10 months ago, maybe 9 months ago. Dude, I see it more clearly now than ever before. I had duped myself prior to. I went, oh, it's obviously it's not going to happen. And now, if anything, with the Myles Garrett trade, I'm like, he's definitely going there. There's no way Joe Burrow is going. Stand on business, 10 toes down. Joe Burrow is going to be an LA Ram within the next 3 years. Because I don't want to put like a timestamp on it and then he gets traded in mid-July. But I said he was in the next 3 years. Joe Burrow will be an LA Ram, and the Myles Garrett trade confirms it. And I took my time. We did idiot history last week, so we didn't talk any like personal stuff. So I've been stewing on this for an extra week to really think like, how confident am I that this trade will happen? I guarantee it. Joe Burrow will be on the LA Rams in the next 3 years. 3 years. This 2026, June 2026, June 2029. He'll be on the LA Rams roster. He'll be the starting quarterback for the Los Angeles Ramekins. June 2029. I almost said put my career on that. But that doesn't really feel like I'm wagering anything. You know what I mean? And 3 years, a lot of things can happen in 3 years. So I get a little hesitant to think like, how confident do I want to be in this trade? You know what I mean? And I'm going to guarantee it. If Joe Burrow is not on the Rams in the year 2029, on my gravestone, when I die, hopefully a long time from now, me and Joe Burrow, maybe we die on the same day. I don't know. I would love to die on the day that Josh Allen dies, so I never have to live a day again without Josh Allen. But I would love to. If Joe Burrow is not on the LA Rams, you can put on my tombstone, fat idiot. I will gain 10 pounds. Muscle or fat. I'll gain 10 pounds in a month. Whatever it takes, whatever direction I have to go in. Here's what I'll do. This is the official one. We've spitballed a couple ideas. This is the official one. If Joe Burrow is not on the LA Rams by June of 2029, then I will eat nothing but McDonald's for a week straight. Nothing but McDonald's for a week straight. If he is not on the Rams in June 2029. I suddenly have fear shooting up my spine and piss trickling down my leg. Because I really do not want to eat McDonald's for a week straight. That sounds so awful. I don't think I would ever be more I'd have to take the week off of work. No show that week. I'm too busy eating McDonald's. The caloric intake would skyrocket on that because it would be, I mean, you eat like what, a salad there is fucking 700 calories of nothing filling. And that goes for the burgers and shit. You eat a McDonald's meal and you don't feel any more full after that. You have to eat a preposterous amount. And somehow everything's still skyrocket in terms of calories. So it's like what you eat 1 million calories of dog shit. just to not feel full. The things that I would leave behind in the toilet would be just disgusting, I think. It would be the absolute worst atrocities known to humankind if I suddenly just pulled out that move. That'd be god awful. No one would want to see that. That did happen to me a little bit yesterday morning, if I'm being honest. If I'm being completely honest, yesterday morning, I woke up from my sacred slumber at about 3:24 a.m. I woke up at 3:24 in the morning. I was like, Jesus Christ, why am I up so early? And I went to roll over and my whole stomach just started to cramp up. And I went, oh, that was the early warning system for the nuclear bomb that I have to go dispose of. I have to hit the abort switch on. So I go to the bathroom. It's straight. There's no easy way to say it. I've got the straight diarrhea shits. I've got pure diarrhea shits. And the only thing I know that I want to do is go back to bed for hopefully another hour. I don't know if I'll get another hour, but I know I've got 5 minutes to wrap up this, go lay down in bed, and hopefully squeak in that last hour of sleep before I have to get up and go to work. I don't know if you guys have ever had diarrhea while your eyes are still like barely open from being you know how like you wake up and you don't rub your eyes because you're like, no, I want to keep that sleepiness in there for a little bit, so when I go lay back down I could fall asleep a little bit faster. That I had that feeling and diarrhea at the same time. That is an odd combination of things for your body to be experiencing at one time. Is liquid dukes in addition to I could fall asleep right now. That's not a good combination. That's not a combination of things that you want in your life. That's tumultuous circumstance. It's the weirdest, probably the weirdest feeling I've ever had in my life, to be that like where you're like, you blink and you blink and you're like, oh God, I could just keep these closed forever. You get that kind of feeling. You're just, oh no, you know what I mean? You get that, and then you're like, damn, I'm fucking shot right now. I am laid up. Probably shouldn't go. So I lay back down. Okay. I clean up the back of my thighs. I go lay down in bed. Still got the sleepies in there. I got the little crusties. Got the good nights in my eyes. I'm laying down and I just lay there for the next hour. I can't fall asleep at all. Every now and then I get like a stomach cramp. I'm like laying in bed. And then it'll go away and I'm like, oh my God, do I have to go to the bathroom again? No, I didn't. I'll tell you this. I got up at 3:30 in the morning, took a poop, laid back down, laid there for an hour, got up, went to work. Normal BM situation the entire rest of the day. Hit one or two normal evacs and just had to deal with the fact I guess I'm just tired. Like, that's what it felt like. It felt like I was being punished for something by just like, well, guess what? You're going to be tired. There was like, and my body was like, there's nothing you could do to wake us up right now. We are so tired. And then who whatever powers may be who did this to me, like, oh yeah, liquid. How about just pure liquid? Oh, get up and go pee? That's nothing. No, not where you think it is. Pure liquid out the back end. Rear main seal leak is what they hit me with. They were like, yeah, the transfer case is broken. We're blowing all the oil out the tailpipe. That's what happened. And I'm at 3:30 in the morning. I've never had to get up to poop before. Never once in my life. Get up to pee a million times. Get up to sit down Not because I don't want to wake up, I want to keep the lights off so that it's still dark so it's easier to go back to bed. I mean, the option, it's either sit down or nothing. Have you ever had to turn the bathroom fan on at 3:30 in the morning? That's a hell of a place to be in your life. And you just sit there and you just refuse to rub your eyes to wake them up even a little bit. Dude, it's the only time I've ever been like, when I'm taking a shit, I was like, yo, someone put a blanket over my shoulders. You know, when you get up and it's still a little chilly, so you wrap up in like the comforter and you walk around the house like a fucking, like, you walk around the house like Ebenezer Scrooge left his window open. You're like, what the hell's going on in here? It's a little chilly. You wrap up like that, like you're trying to survive the apocalypse and you got stuck outside. Like your car broke down in the middle of Wyoming in the winter, and you're like, I guess I just have to try and make it on foot. You wrap up in the blanket like that. That's the only time I've ever been like, oh, I want that blanket around my shoulders while I'm sitting on this toilet. Every other time I'm on the toilet, dude, if I'm going like that, I'm pouring sweat. Absolutely pouring sweat. Not this time. This time it was straight up, I'm tired, I'm a little cold, and I want to go back to bed, but I can't because it's cleanup time. And I don't, it's gross to talk about, but it truly was a harrowing experience. I might write a novel. I think I've talked about it for 7 minutes. I may have to write a novel about what I went through in this environment because it is disastrous. And then to have a totally normal rest of the day, it's like, what the hell was that for? Because the day before, I wasn't fucked up. The day before, we were rolling coal, good to go. And then I wake up at 3:30 in the morning with a little liquid IV in my system, I guess, like blow chunks out the back end, and now I just have to just have a normal day. I had shit to do that day. I went to the gym. I had to go record Rudy Tuesday. I had things going on. And it was a Monday morning. I just set me up like that on Monday morning. I had a good weekend. I went to the movies. The hell was that? Didn't drink at all. The weekend I felt great. You know what I think did I think I've eaten enough cereal in my life that the milk has turned against me. I think that's what it is. I think dairy has done I didn't read a disclaimer somewhere. I just agreed to the terms and conditions on drinking milk. And I did not realize that you're not supposed to just have milk. You're allowed, like, I don't know, 1,000 gallons in your lifetime. Spread them out, make them count. Because once you get past that, you're DF dairy free, buddy. I think that's what happened to me. I got smacked upside with hey, no more dairy. You're enjoy almond milk for the rest of your life. I'm considering it. After I'm like, dude, for me to have to deal with that again, like, what? So I can only eat cereal on Friday nights or Saturday? That's the only time I can have a bowl of cereal. I will say I have a tendency to eat too much cereal. I go hard on cereal. I'll eat. One bowl is never enough for me. Straight up, I'm a 2 to 3 bowls of cereal kind of guy. And it really does not matter what kind of cereal it is. I was eating Great Value Walmart brand Cinnamon Life this weekend. I had 3 bowls of that. 3 bowls of Cinnamon Life. That's a lot of Cinnamon Life, dude. I'm not going to lie to you. That is a hell of a lot of Cinnamon Life for one man to munch. I ate an entire box by myself, all in all. I got to the end. I was pouring it into my mouth, like when you get all the little specks of chips at the end. I was doing that with a box of cereal. The cereal I can put away. I was talking to the guys about it at work, and I was like, I think I don't even know if I have cereals that I don't like. Like the best I could come up with was the unfrosted mini wheats. That's a cereal I don't like. Like what? The unfrosted. No one likes that. That's not a cereal you have to pick out. Like no, that's a terrible cereal. I'm like, yeah, I know. The other one I went with was Raisin Bran. Now I have a tendency to get into some hot water on the Raisin Bran front because it seems as though everyone likes Raisin Bran but me. I fucking hate Raisin Bran. And it's got nothing to do with the brand. It's all the raisin. I hate raisins so much. And people are like, well, it's a grape. It doesn't taste the same as a grape, okay? It tastes like horse shit that the grapes spit out. That tastes like you took a grape and you were torturing it and it died, and now you dumped the body in the river, and then you pulled that out, and then it sat in the morgue for like a day too long because you were like, oh shit, we just didn't get to this one yet. Funeral's not till Saturday. It's Monday. We're not going to embalm this thing now. We're not going to cremate this bad boy now. So you go, oh, okay, we'll just leave it in the freezer for an extra day. That's what a raisin tastes like, dude. A raisin tastes like a 6-day-old dead body. Fuck off, dude. A 7-day-old murder victim? Not a chance do I want that. Not a chance do I want a 7-day-old murder victim. Just in my cereal with my bran flakes? Bran flakes are fucking sick, okay? Wheaties might be one of my favorite cereals of all time. Seriously, it is up there. You're trying to hit me on this fucking raisins messing up my cereal? What are you, nuts, dude? That's you gonna start putting cherries in my Lucky Charms? That sounds disgusting, dude. Get your fake food. The next I'm gonna have dehydrated mango mixed in with my fucking cinnamon toast crunch. Get the hell out of here. Now, I like dehydrated mango, but I know the people who are dropping that in cereal, they're using like the unsweetened one where it doesn't have that like sugar coating. Dude, if you don't have that sugar coating, dehydrated mango tastes like shit. Okay? It's not good. Unless you get that little bit of coating on there. You get that little sweetness to it, okay? You got no sweetness, you got no pat, you got no dehydrated mango. I'm not interested. Get your dry fruits and get them out of here unless you're going to sweeten them up a little bit. And don't give me like, oh, well, what about like, when they like bake strawberries? Get real, dude. That's the thing. That's the thing that cereal does because I'll give you this Special K is fucking fantastic. Special K is really good. They don't have the audacity to call it strawberries when we all know it's goddamn strawberries. They just call it red berries. And that's all well and good, but we all know it's strawberries, but they would never do that to us. Now, Raisin Bran's like, hey, here's a fucking... It's a raisin, obviously. Eat shit. Okay, pal? Call it a fucking purple berry. I don't know what color you would say grapes are. I mean raisins are. I feel like purple seems accurate. Because they're not like black. You know what I mean? But I guess they are kind of like a purplish, like red. In my head, I picture a raisin as purple, like a dark, deep purple, like a plum purple. Like if it was deep in my plums. I feel down deep in my plums that raisin's purple. But I completely just lost my train of thought. Anyway, fuck. Fuck Raisin Bran, dude. Raisin Bran sucks. I've never met a single guy who likes Raisin Bran. That's just blatantly not true. Everyone I know likes Raisin Bran. I'm the only one I know who doesn't like Raisin Bran. That's one of the things I'm probably going to put that. I'll have to update what I'm looking for on my dating apps to be like, looking for someone who fucking hates Raisin Bran. That's what I'm looking for. Someone who can tolerate me having a serious disdain for Raisin Bran. Eat shit, dude. I fucking hate Raisin Bran, dude. I fucking hate it. So I went to the movies this weekend, and I saw Masters of the Universe, which I don't have hot takes. I mean, I have I just complain about stuff is really what it is. I enjoy complaining about things and then sharing that with other people for some reason. But I went and I saw Masters of the Universe, and I have a couple notes. Or these are my takeaways. I shouldn't say my notes. For one, dude, did not know Jared Leto was in that movie. Unless you read the credits or someone told you, there's no way you would know. Because him as Jared Leto, like, literally makes zero impact. He does the voice for Skeletor, and you would listen to that and you'd be like, fuck off, that's not, like, anyone could have done that part. They changed his voice so much. I'm like, that's not Jared Leto, dude. And he's not doing, like, the physical. I'd be shocked if he was doing the physical acting, because, like, fucking why? And my other takeaway is, like, this movie is going to underperform what it deserves. It deserves to be, like, it was like an A- experience, and that's as someone who's not super familiar with, like, the source material, I guess. It was an A-. First off, when I went to the movies by myself. I like going to the movies by myself. I've told that to several people. I've probably said it on the show before. I like going to the movies by myself. Do I go with other people? Yeah, of course. I'm not a fucking weirdo. Every now and then I like to go by myself. I have a good time doing it. This little spur of the moment, let me go catch a flick. Nothing wrong with that, okay? So I go to the movies, and I'm like, I don't want to go super late, because then you get in, like, date night territory. I don't want to deal with all the couples being out. So I was trying to go to the movie for 5. Go to a movie for 5. Get to the movie theater at 4:40. I'm like, this is obviously plenty of time. Should be good to go. Should be all set. I go, yeah, let me get Masters of the Universe for 5 o'clock. He goes, we're actually not showing that one because the projector doesn't work. And I'm like, okay, well, do you have any more showings? They go, oh, you can go to the one for 6. I'm like, fucking 6 o'clock. Fucking 6 o'clock. I have to find a way to kill an hour. All right. Okay. So I go to Walmart next door. I just walk aimlessly around Walmart for an hour. Just touching stuff here and there, just putting my hands on different items throughout the store. Oh, that's a bath mat. I'll touch that. Oh, look, a fishing pole. I'll touch that. I just did that for an hour. Just walked around just touching stuff for an hour. And then I go back to the movie theater. I'm like, all right, well, 6 o'clock. Let me get a slushie, a small popcorn, a box of candy. And I know what you're thinking. You're sitting there and you're like, oh, Pat, why are you buying that at the movie theater? Bring the box of candy in with you. It's like, well, for one, I cannot bring popcorn in with me, and I want a popcorn. For two, I also cannot bring a fucking blue raspberry slushie in with me from outside. They don't allow outside slush. You have to get your slush on premises. So I got an on-premises slushie, because that's what you do when you go to the movies. You get a slushie. If you're not getting a slushie at the movies, you're an idiot. When else are you going to drink one? Fucking have an experience for once in your life. Feel something and have a blue slushie at the movie theater, for the love of God. It's one of the few pleasures in this world that maintains consistency. So many things are fleeting, but what is not fleeting is the sweet taste of a slushie at the movie theater. Also, just go to the movies in general. But go get a slushie at the movie. That's the move. So I go in, I'm watching Masters of the Universe, and very minor spoilers. I believe this was in the trailer. At one point, he's like, I have to find the sword. He's got to find his big sword. And he goes, okay. So he finds the sword, and he grabs, he points it to the sky, and he's like, I have the power. You know what He-Man says? And then nothing happened. And I'm not going to say it was a particular woman, but what I will say is that I don't think you'd be surprised by the answer of what this woman was. Anyway, he picked up the sword, he pointed at the sky, he goes, "I have the power!" And nothing happened. And this particular individual in the theater yelled out, "That's 'cause it's fake." Which, first off, shut the fuck up. Know your role in this movie theater, and that role is to be quiet, just like the rest of us. You do not get a special pass to talk in the movie theater. Everyone hates you now. Are you aware of that? Are you aware that everyone fucking hates you right now? Because you wouldn't shut the fuck up. I paid $11.50 for this ticket, and then on top of that, I paid an additional $24.50 for my food and drink. Shut the fuck up. Do not talk in the theater. Okay? And also, sword wasn't fucking fake. So not only did you bother people with your loud fucking mouth, you also were wrong. I cannot imagine sitting in a classroom and people are just like, "Oh, what's the right answer?" You know, the teacher asks a question and you yell out above everybody. You yell. You don't wait to get called on. You just yell, "I'm 42." Well, the answer is actually 8. So you could not have been more wrong. And you just yelled over everyone to announce how wrong you were. You're a dumb bitch now. Before you were an annoying individual. You're like, I don't like that you did that, but okay. Then you were wrong. You have skyrocketed through the labels that we are going to attach to you. You have gone from annoying individual to stupid bitch. And all it took was a heartbeat. It took 2 seconds for that to happen. I hope you live with that decision for the rest of your life. I don't know who you are, but you just know everyone in that theater immediately went, as soon as it turned out to be the real sword, we all went, "You are a stupid bitch. How about that? How about that? We actually like you way less than we did before." And I don't know if it was the same group of people, but I do know that there was a group of people sitting in a similar area of the movie theater who about halfway through the movie decided it was time to get up and leave. I don't know if it's related at all. I don't know if it's the same family, but I do know that those things are mutually true. Someone from that area yelled and became a dumb bitch. And then about 25 minutes later, a family from that sitting area got up and left the movies. And I hate, and it's not, there's no way it's because I've had bad experiences at the movies. I had people putting their feet in between me and the person I'm sitting with, fucking kicking the back of the chair, throwing candy and shit. Like, I've had some rough experiences at the theater. I still fucking love going to the movies, dude. Ain't nothing better than going to the movies. It's so much fun. I'd go every day if I could. They just don't make that, they don't make that many movies, and I don't make that many dollars. Nor do I have enough time in the day. But I fucking love going to the movies, dude. And every time someone does something that I think ruins that experience, I keep track of it. And I put them in a list. And then I take that list and I say, I hope something bad happens to you someday. And I hope that when it does, you are unprepared. Now, it doesn't have to be anything major, like a car accident or death or brutal injury. But I would like to think that if your dog runs away and you can't find him until the next day, I hope that that feeling that you get of, oh my God, my dog is gone. What am I going to do? I hope that sits with you for a very long time because we all fucking hate you. You are the worst person on the planet. If you ruin a movie, a family could go to that movie and it costs a lot of fucking money, dude. My family growing up, there was a mom, a dad, two boys, and a girl. At today's prices, you're talking pert near $60 just to get into the movie. Never mind drinks, never mind snacks, never mind the gas to get there, the time it takes. Pert near $60 just to get into the movie. And you're gonna fucking talk through it? You better not. Just be courteous. Not I don't know what it is with some people, but they think that they can share their thoughts at any given time. It's like, have you ever just decided maybe I'm going to slap a filter on this old face every now and then? Just take a pause, take a breath, and think, maybe I don't have to yell out that that's a fake sword. Maybe I'll just let the movie unfold. How about that? Just let the movie unfold, man. You're never going to guess the end of an M. Night Shyamalan film in the theater. On opening weekend, fucking get real, dude. It's not gonna happen, okay? Fuck. Well, guys, I'll tell you this. We didn't cover nearly as much as I planned on covering, but we did cover some things that I didn't anticipate talking about at all, and that still makes for a good, fun, little loose little show. I had a great time talking to you today. Um, I just cannot wait for football season to get back. We got that Myles Garrett Jared Verse trade. I've thought about that almost every single day for the past 2 weeks. Because it's a rare win-win trade. It's great for the Browns. If the Browns can just find a quarterback, then they'll be in good shape. The Rams are an obvious win now mode, so that's fantastic. Like, it's just, I feel like a few months ago, I'm not going to go back and check, but I feel like a few months ago I was just talking about a Myles Garrett trade, and I feel like the Rams were on that short list for whatever reason. And now here we are. And I don't know. I don't know. I hope that the Myles Garrett trade leads to me being right about the inevitable Joe Burrow trade. Because Joe Burrow's not going to play his whole career in Cincinnati. The only way that happens is if he has a career-ending injury this year. Knock on wood. Don't want that to happen. Great quarterback, a lot of fun to have in the league. I think he belongs in LA. I think they're going to make a move for him after Stafford because they have just enough young pieces that when Stafford retires, they're still going to be kind of in that Super Bowl window if they can just solve the quarterback problem. And again, I think that the Myles Garrett trade confirms all that. So, guys, that's the show for today. Thank you so much for listening. I don't even remember if I did. Oh, yeah, I did kind of an intro to the show, but I'm your host, Pat O'Connor. Welcome to Pat on the Back. Show's over now. Get real. Um, but guys, I had a great time listening to you. We've got a couple exciting things coming up. I'm starting to work on making a golf videos. Just because I've kind of, for one, I've kind of always wanted to, and for two, I did not realize how bad my golfing was until I went and I played at a simulator with guys who were significantly better than me, and I shot I shot 31 over through 11 holes, and so I'm starting to do some golf stuff just to track if I can get better, and I'm out there on the course. I play by myself. I like to have a good time. Like I can talk to a phone and do that. I could talk to a camera and do that. I could talk to a person and do that. So we'll see how that goes. But it's going to be called Pat on the Back Nine. I'm hoping that that'll be out sometime this week. If it's not, check it out the following week. Pat on the Back Nine is gonna be golf. This should be a lot of fun. Anything else that we have to talk about? No, I don't really get booked on much anymore. We're gonna talk about hockey. I don't understand hockey. Maybe we'll just talk about that when this finals ends or the Stanley Cup. I don't know. I may cut this whole section. This may be dog shit. We may not have to put anyone through this particular part. But who knows, guys? That's the show. Thank you so much for listening. Please like and subscribe, and go check us out on Instagram, Pat O'Connor Comedy on Instagram. Yes, very nice, very nice, very kosher. Thank you guys. Love you guys. We'll catch you next week.